There it goes. And we are live, the Sports Nerds. And we've got a full house tonight, guys.
Hi, everybody.
What's up?
Hi, everybody.
We have Mr. Bob Pizer in his brand new apartment. Of course, we have the usual Mr. John G. Olson or John Golson. Or
Jongo.
Jongo.
John Golson?
Jongo.
Jongo.
In the building.
And Mr. Eliot Lamba, who's actually in his car because it's cooler in his car than it is in his house.
Loving that Florida. Loving the Florida weather.
Yes, the Florida weather has been – there's been a meme going around. If you guys remember Mario Brothers 3 where the sun tries to kill you, that's what it's like in Florida right now. The sun is trying to kill us.
Well, no, it's not as bad here as it is up in the north.
Yeah, I mean, the Northeast are dying. It's terrible in the Northeast.
There's already, what, 6 deaths already?
Yeah, it's terrible up there.
Only because they're not used to it up there.
Right.
I mean, it's been like that all summer here.
Yeah, it has.
Yep.
But anyway, so what's going on, guys? How have we all been? I haven't seen Elliot in a while. I haven't seen Bob in a while.
Hey, that was a short-lived romance there in Toronto with Kawhi Leonard, wasn't
it? Yes, it was. But but hey, John's good with it. He's fine with it.
What?
Oh, I know he said he was fine with it. I'm good with it, too. I'm good with the fact that he didn't go to the Lakers.
Oh, Kawhi. We're on Kawhi already?
Yeah, he's on Kawhi already.
The walking meme?
Yes.
Did you guys see him at the Pacquiao fight last night?
No, I did not. I saw Pacquiao won. No.
Some Lakers fan runs up to him and goes, "You're the most overrated player in the NBA." Kawhi just walks right past him. Nothing, like stoic, like completely. Like I don't think he's alive, bro. I think he's a robot. I'm pretty sure. There's like no emotion. Yeah, he brought parody to. He's like he brought balance to the Force, right? And he like Darth Vader.
Yes.
He brought balance to the Force, right? He was the chosen one. Yeah, he went to the Lakers. He didn't go to the Lakers. Sorry, he went to the Clippers, and I'm okay with it. It's kind of a bum deal. I think he should have, played at least a couple of years in Toronto, just because Toronto basically nursed him back to health. Bowed to his whim, every wish that he wanted. But it is what it is. I'm excited for the NBA in this new season because you don't have super teams anymore.
It's a bunch of you get the what you call dynamic duos
deuces.
Last week.
Yeah. You got deuces.
Yes.
Deuces. Yeah, you got deuces, and then with the Westbrook trade to Houston, the Western Conference is just going to be an absolute gong show. I don't think the Clippers or the Lakers, for that matter, are going to get out of the West. That's just my opinion.
I don't think so either.
I think it'll be Denver. I think it'll be Utah. I think it'll be Portland or Houston.
Golden State still might be there.
Don't fall asleep on Golden State.
Yeah, the Warriors still might get there.
That's all I got is don't fall asleep on Golden State.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Because they're like that team that when you think you got them down and you got your foot on their throat, all of a sudden they kick you in the nuts.
Kind of like the Bulls of the 90s.
Yep.
It's exciting.
But nobody ever even had them close.
No matter what you did, there was no way you could beat those Bulls unless Michael Jordan went to go play baseball.
And Tony Kukoc. Tony Kukoc was the savior, right?
Yes.
When he went to play ball.
Correct.
Oh, yeah, when he didn't want to play that final play because he was all pissed off because I guess they didn't call the play for him. To me, that was shit. But
It's the only problem I have right now.
Those 2 seasons without Michael Jordan in the NBA.
Right.
Because my team was constantly a victim of them damn Bulls.
Yeah, the Knicks got beat up all the time by the Bulls. You're right.
And that was when I watched basketball. My team was always the victim too.
Detroit?
No. I loved Orlando Magic.
Oh, the Magic.
At that time.
Yeah, that's right. I remember
Oh,
that.
yeah. Well, they were victims of their own. They were victims of themselves, man.
Yeah, horrible management. They let Shaq go. Hardaway. Yeah.
You got Nick Anderson. Well, You know what? Nick Anderson kind of cost them that series.
Yeah.
Because that first game, he missed 4 free throws in the final minute.
Yeah. I remember that.
That cost them that damn game.
Yeah, I mean, when you had Shaq, Penny, and Anderson on the same team, there's no reason why they shouldn't have gone. They shouldn't have won a championship.
That was last year. Yeah. That was like last year when J.R. Smith got the rebound and ran it out to midcourt. By one.
And LeBron's like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, there's been some epic collapses in NBA history, right? But,
just like in the NFL.
It's fun, man. What I'm worried about is like they got to do something about this so-called tampering. Now, Adam Silver doesn't give a rat's behind because like the NBA is now a 12-month league. It's not off season, on season. It's 12 months.
It's kind of like the NFL.
Yeah, it's the NFL and the NBA are just doing an amazing job at catering to their fans year round. But this is ridiculous. I mean, the fact that the Clippers were basically coveting Kawhi throughout the entire year in Toronto. Yeah. Then you have Kawhi going behind everybody's back, going behind the Oklahoma City back to get Paul George to get out of his contract, to force himself out of his contract. I mean, what's the point of even signing contracts in the NBA? There's not even a point. No, none of these players are honoring them. So I get it. It's created parity and it's got.
They never fulfill them, man. They never fulfill them.
No, they bitch out. It's
like Paul George. He told Westbrook and all them other, I ain't going nowhere. I just signed this big contract. Da, da, da. All of a sudden, Kawhi Leonard calls him and tells him, "Hey, hook up with me in LA." Boom, he asked for a trade.
And you know what's funny? Paul George wasn't even the first option for Kawhi.
No, it was Durant.
It was Durant. How does that make you feel if you're Paul George? I mean, what, you're like second on the total poll here?
Hey, you saying thank you to Kevin Durant's Achilles right now?
Yeah,
that's what you're doing.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I'm all for it. I love what a lot of the Western Conference teams have done. The East is not.
I think Houston's in a better position now.
They are, and the more I think about this, the more I think 3 or 4 years ago, Harden and Westbrook obviously could not coexist because one of them would have to go down. But if Harden plays distributor.
Okay, so listen, I don't think Harden and Westbrook were the problem in that trio.
I think it was Durant.
Kevin Durant.
Right.
Well, Westbrook and Harden are almost like they're close like brothers. So I think that meld in Houston, provided their egos don't get in the way, can really work in Houston.
Well, one has to play the point.
Correct.
And it's got to be Harden.
Right.
If Harden plays the point, you got Westbrook doing what he can do.
Right.
You know, Harden might go from 30 points a game to 25 points a game, but his assists will go up. Right. And I think the all-around game will go up. And that's always been the knock on Harden's game, right, is that he's too offense. He doesn't distribute.
Well, he's scoring. He's dumping three after three after three. And
he also needs to conserve his energy so he can play some fucking defense.
Yeah. And then that's where my concern comes in, is the supporting characters around those two in Houston. Are they going to be able to step up? And
I think contribute? So. I mean, the Capel is a good player.
Yep, he is.
You know what I'm saying? They got some pieces over there that I think they'll be fine. I think Houston's going to contend.
Yeah. See, Bob, this is what we've been doing for the last month, is all talking about NBA, the whole show. We just can't get away from it.
We never talk about NBA.
We never talk about the NBA.
Right. Never.
That should show you how good the league is doing.
Yes. It's gotten me into it and gotten me excited because of what's going on in the off season.
Even the way they do the draft now is cool.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. There's no super teams.
No.
Like you honestly, if you have a team, you honestly think they have a shot now. It's not one or two teams.
Parity has made a comeback.
Yes, and it's very 90s. It's very reminiscent of the 90s.
80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Except they're not going to let them play like they did in the 80s.
No.
Right, yeah, you can't hand check. No hand checking.
No, you're not going to see guys like Bill Lambier shoulder tackling guys, coming down the lane.
You ain't going to see clotheslines coming down the lane.
Right.
Yeah. You think you're going to dunk? No.
Guess again,
homie. Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I know the Eastern Conference, everybody's gaga. I think that the team to beat in the East is Philly. I think Philly's got the best team on paper if they can gel, and they're a year older. Ben Simmons got to get a jump shot. I'm sorry. Without a jump shot, that guy doesn't scare me at all.
And they just signed him to an extension, didn't they?
Yeah, 5-year, 170.
So
like
basically, they basically put a notice out. Ben Simmons, we believe in you, but that contract doesn't have to go out to us full 5 years.
Right, yeah, obviously. Yeah.
At any time. You know what I'm saying?
The Bucks don't scare me. They got rid of Brogdon, who I think was probably one of their better. If you would have told me who would you want, Brogdon or Middleton, I would have wanted Brogdon.
Right.
They got Kyle Korver.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, Korver signed a contract with him just this week.
1 year. But Korver's a one-trick pony, man. I mean, 3 points.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not.
He's out there to shoot them threes.
Yeah, he's good at shooting them threes.
Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. I'm
Brogdon
okay.
was pretty much what Brogdon was doing, hitting threes.
Yins is not proper English, by the way, Bob.
This is let's see how many South Carolinians I can piss off.
Yins is not proper, y'all. No, it's not. Y'all are still. Oh!
So where are you now, Bob?
He's 5 minutes from
Charleston,
work.
South Carolina.
Charleston.
Where? Charleston?
Charleston, South Carolina.
Wait a minute.
Oh, so
You're on the coast now.
Yeah, I'm a lot closer to the coast now, about 23 miles closer.
There you go.
Okay. We have a comment on Facebook, and the comment is Boston is the team in the East.
Jason?
No.
Jason.
Hold on.
Jason.
No. I would have believed that if they still had Horford.
Yeah, Kemba is a huge upgrade. I like Kemba a lot better than Kyrie. I love
They got nobody
Kemba.
in the middle. They got nobody in the middle.
Al Horford's gone.
Bob, Jason is one of our Bob. Jason is one of our old FFFL guys. I don't remember his nickname, but he's one of our old FFL guys.
What?
Yes, he is.
I love Kemba though. I love Kemba.
No, Kemba's going to give him a dimension that Kyrie Irving couldn't.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is
All right, ask him.
there's no Horford. They got no middleman. They got no center.
Jason, if
They got Cantor, man.
let me get in here, guys. Jason Ross has joined us on Facebook, and Jason is a friend of Bob and I from 20 years ago.
Okay.
I don't have any idea who he is.
Hey,
King J.
Jason, sorry about that.
What's that?
King J was his name in MSN.
Hey, can you share my condolences with him?
King J was his nickname.
King J.
Yeah, all I know is he was part of that group back 20 years ago. Bob.
I'm sorry he's had to go through these last 20 years.
Yeah, I know, right? As a Boston fan, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jason. I can't agree with you on the Boston thing in the East. I mean, there's too many other talented teams in the Boston. I think even the Nets are better than Boston right now with what they got.
Horford, if they had Horford, it would be a different story.
Nets are overrated.
Nets are overrated. Only because
Nets are overrated.
Kyrie
Right
isn't going to be able to play next year. That's why they're overrated right now.
Yeah, but even when he comes back, he's going to be 31, 32.
Yes.
And he's coming off of one of the worst injuries that you could possibly get.
He might not be able to make them cuts anymore psychologically.
Right. Yeah, so the Brooklyn thing is whatever. They had a good team, and with D'Lo, they had a good team, and it was a gelling team, and it was a young team, and they were decent.
Right.
Kyrie is a disruptor. Kyrie is a cancer to teams. Okay? When he starts going on his I want this and I want that stuff, Brooklyn doesn't scare me.
That's why he left Cleveland.
That's why he left Cleveland. He wanted to be the man in Boston.
But he can't be the man. He can't.
No. And now he's got to be the man while KD recovers.
No.
That's the whole thing. He wasn't the man in Cleveland.
No.
Because what was he doing during the time that LeBron wasn't there?
So they were last place.
They were still in last place.
They were last place when LeBron wasn't there and he was running the show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he did nothing to improve that team to championship status, right?
No argument for me. I'm not a Kyrie guy. I'm not a Kyrie guy.
You know, and I being a Cavaliers quote unquote fan, not that I'm a big fan of the NBA, but it is what it is. I'm a Cleveland guy, so
you're starting to creep that way though.
Yeah, I am. Anyway, Kyrie was never. I mean, he won a championship with LeBron, but Kyrie wasn't the reason why they won that championship.
Well, no, I'm not going to say that he was not that he wasn't. He was zero responsible.
Yeah. Because
there were some games where his shooting was necessary.
Yeah.
Like in Game 7.
Yeah.
When they beat the Warriors.
Yeah. Jason.
When they came back from down 3-1.
Yeah. Jason says that he's not a Boston fan at all. He just has no faith in Philly, and the Nets won't be the team until KD is back. So that's why he's saying Boston.
Yeah, everybody's still sleeping on the champs, though.
Yes, they are. Yeah, they're still. I mean, even though Kyrie's not there anymore, they're still sleeping on Toronto.
You can't sleep on Toronto. No.
Toronto needs OG to become Kawhi Light, and Pascal to take his game to another level. They do that.
What did they say? Heavy is the head that carries the
yes. And Jay,
but dude, if you hear it on talk radio all the time, there's nobody talks about Toronto anymore. It's not like they just won the championship. It's like Kawhi. They were 17-5 without Kawhi.
Right. They were.
Like, okay, getting to the playoffs is a whole other ball game, and I get it. And Kawhi took us to the promised land. Great, whatever. But during the regular season, bro.
You see, that's just it. Kawhi. They've been one of the best regular season teams in the NBA for a while.
Yes.
It's just they didn't have that one piece.
Right.
They didn't have that one piece to replace DeMar DeRozan.
Right, yeah. Did you hear the rumor that they're – okay, sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
They're planning on getting him back?
No. They couldn't do that. That would make DeRozan feel, like, horrible. Like,
You know what? Just to spin off of that real quick, what's this interesting feud all of a sudden with the Knicks and the Spurs?
Well, that's why I was about to talk about the Spurs, too. That's the Porzingis stuff, right?
No, it stems from that, but the Marcus Morris thing. Marcus Morris agreed to a 2-year deal with San Antonio.
So weird.
And he was offered a grip of money by somebody else.
Well, then he dumps Rich Paul, who was his agent, right?
Yeah, and he goes and signs with the Knicks.
So weird, man.
Yeah.
So weird.
Bob,
I don't know. Maybe he feels that he can make an impact enough on the Knicks that he'll stick around when they start bringing some of these other guys in.
What happens here? This is an interesting thing I read. I think it was on MSN or something. Portland getting DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge from the Spurs. Imagine that.
About Aldridge going back to.
Imagine that team. Wow, that's beyond super team, but just a thought.
You know, though, historically, Portland's always been that team that no matter what they do, they just can't get to the promised land.
Portland just can't get over the hump. I don't know what it is. They've got great players.
They don't have Bill Walton.
Dame is a top 5 in my opinion.
Hey, they don't have Bill Walton. That's what it is.
No,
they don't have Bill
Walton. Bob, Jason, he was one of the hammers in the old chat room with Jan and I. So that's who he was. King Jay was his name.
Okay.
Yeah, he says feel free to take a nap on Toronto. Playoffs is when you need big time players. Now, no DeRozan and no Leonard.
Okay, big time players. Who? Like Fred VanVleet, who was lights out in the playoffs, guys like that?
Jason, no matter what you do, brother, you got Toronto lover here. He lives in Edmonton. He lives in Edmonton.
Kawhi not re-signing hurt, okay?
He's all Toronto all the time.
It hurt.
You can say about Toronto.
It hurt, but you cannot disrespect or undervalue the fact that they've won it. And the fact that they have that pedigree now, they know what it takes to win.
You can't take that away from them.
No, we're going to hear about it for the next 12 months. About
oh, bro, it was 24 years of my life that I invested in a team and they finally won, okay?
He could probably last another 24 off this chip.
Hell yeah, that's what I said. Thank you for the championship. I'm not going to call it chip. Thank you for the championship, Mr. Kawhi Leonard. All the best to you. Salute. Thanks for it. You're a prick for not even saying thanks to Toronto's fans.
No.
He didn't leave with a graciousness, did he?
No, because his Uncle Dennis runs him.
You
know what his Uncle Dennis said to a? You know what his Uncle Dennis said to a kid in the airport when they were leaving Toronto? The little kid went up to Uncle Dennis and said, "What is Kawhi going to resign? Is Kawhi going to resign?" Uncle Dennis smiles, pats the kid on the head, and says, "Well, if we told you, it wouldn't be a surprise, would it?" And smiles at him. Do you say that to little kids?
No.
You degenerate. Anyways, I'm going to say Kawhi Leonard was never the problem when it came to re-signing with Toronto.
Yeah.
It was Uncle Dennis.
Okay.
Who started demanding things.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Oh, geez. Gotta love it. So let me get off this subject for a change. because that's all we talked about for the last 6 weeks is all Toronto all the time. The NFL has decided they're not going to punish Mr. Tyreek Hill.
Why not? So
this after audio proof that he is an abuser. He pled guilty to being an abuser months ago on a previous incident. But Roger Goodell decided that there's not enough evidence to punish him or give him a suspension or anything of that nature, and Eliot froze on us. But I don't know, guys. What do you think about that?
Don't care, personally, because I know what the NFL is. The NFL is an entertainment league, and unless they literally have video proof and blood on the scene of the crime,
and hence the Ray Rice issue,
right?
Yeah, but you see, even with the Ray Rice issue, they probably could have taken that step, but Ray Rice was already old and he was irrelevant.
Right. And Kareem Hunt and Tyreek Hill are young dudes that could be the face of the league forever. So me personally, I wouldn't want anything to do with it. I would say see you later, whatever. But I understand the NFL and how they view all of this type of stuff. They don't care. They don't. Care.
And it's funny is because, I mean, if you can find the video clip, Mina Kimes was on the Dan Le Batard show over this week talking about this whole issue. It was a great big, there was a 7-minute diatribe about this whole situation between her and Dan and how, and of course, Mina Kimes is always going to be on the side of the abused as opposed to the abuser, which she should be. But she was not happy with what the NFL decided to do because of the fact there is audio evidence. I mean, he came out flat out, told the girl on audio, she recorded it, that first of all, she said to him, "Your son is afraid of you," and he said, "You should be afraid of me too, bitch." That were his exact words. Okay, those were his exact words to this girl. Okay, and she ended up, and before this whole thing came out,
but here's the thing, though.
What?
In recent years,
Elliot, you're breaking up on us. Oh, you're breaking up on us, Elliot. I'm sorry. Hello, Elliot. No.
Elliot needs to get.
We're losing you, Elliot.
We lost you.
Yeah. But and I'm with you guys. I mean, I'm not exactly pro Tyreek Hill. I'm not pro Kareem Hunt, even though he is a Brown. He'll be playing after 8 games this year, or 6 games, whatever the suspension was.
8.
And the fact that the NFL has decided not to pursue anything, it's another black eye on the NFL and the way they handle this whole domestic violence situation. The greatest game in the country, the one game that all of us love the most, and they're not on the forefront and not ahead of this and doing what they should do and setting an example. It bothers me. It really does.
Yeah, it's really interesting, man. It's like the only professional sport where this stuff seems to come up a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all the other professional sports, there's the odd situation, but generally it's the NFL that has these problems. And that's curious I don't know why.
And there have been incidents in baseball. And I don't know about NBA. I don't think NBA has
no. NBA is pretty
clean.
is a really clean league,
except for the marijuana use, which is I don't care about. I mean, we all know NBA players smoke. We all know that it's a given. But as far as domestic violence and that issue is concerned, it's all on it's mostly NFL players that get involved.
Maybe it's because it's a violent sport. I don't know. Possibly. I don't want to make excuses.
But that doesn't constitute an excuse, though.
No, absolutely not.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely. But just like Jason said in chat, there was no proof. Like him just saying it, he could have. All you need is a decent lawyer to say he said it out of anger.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything. He just said it out of anger. There, case dismissed. Like there was no, unless you had visible proof. Like that's so.
Well, again, we go back to the Ray Rice situation where it was they caught him in the elevator and he clearly punched the girl
into a different dimension.
Not only that, and also with Tyreek Hill, there was video evidence of him as well, and he got suspended for 8 games.
Yeah. Well, the Tyreek Hill thing, I think because she started attacking him. I mean, there's no excuse for a man to ever put his hands on a woman. But when a woman comes kicking you and throwing you, I mean, that's why I think he got 8 games instead of a life ban. But there's still no excuse. I mean, it's just it's insane. It's just it's nuts, and I don't know why it happens in football all the time compared to the other sports. You do hear every now and again it'll happen in baseball.
Right.
Substance abuse is pretty, it's a thing in hockey.
Yep.
But generally,
well, football is the most violent of all the 4 major sports right now. I can see Jason's point of view, where he says that because there's no video evidence of the things that he did or is supposed to have done, have been alleged, that's why they're not coming down to him, because there's no video proof to put a black eye on the NFL. The NFL says, you get no video proof, then we got nothing to say. So, so he's going to be on the field week 1. He's one of the most talented receivers in the NFL, and that's one of the reasons, maybe another one of the reasons why he's getting the pass. I don't agree with it.
Right, because
I don't like it, but
I agree though. I gotta agree with you, Scott. Because
talent outweighs the lack of evidence, in my opinion, and that's just sad.
Right, but that's just the way that the NFL is under Goodell, because he's the judge, the jury, the executioner, and he's going to do what he thinks is going to sell the most tickets.
Probably, yeah, and the most paraphernalia, jerseys, hats, whatever they want to sell.
Right.
And he did not admit to anything as far as the son is concerned. He beat up the kid, and there was never any proof that he did anything with the kid, his son. And he has been, from the beginning, he has denied any wrongdoing as far as abuse towards his son. His son had a broken arm, whether or not he did or not. There's no proof, and he's not talking about it. He's not admitting it to it. So you can't go there. If a man's words, as far as what he says, even though it's on audio and not video, if that's not enough to get him suspended from the league, then you got to have instead of taping him, you got to videotape him. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't agree with the decision, but it is what it is, and then we move on from there. So what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
It's the NFL, man.
Yep.
It's like
don't have to like what they do all the time, and yet we still gonna watch it.
Yeah, we are gonna watch it. You're right.
It's a double-edged sword. It's like it's like my favorite sports league to watch. NBA is getting pretty close, though. I got to admit, past couple of years for the NBA has been pretty good. But NFL is still near and dear. But it's just like it's got this nasty skid mark of a reputation
and bad taste in your mouth. You feel kind of guilty for loving it as much as you do, but you're still going to sit there and you're going to turn on Red Zone on Sundays. You're going to watch the games. You're going to be part of it. So
well, I mean, you look at what is behind Scott. You look at. I mean, mine's not all done yet, but my backdrop's gonna look like Scott's does here whenever I get everything all put up.
Right. Only yours is gonna be Steelers stuff and not Brown stuff.
Right.
Welcome back, Elliot. We missed you. Glad you can make it back to us.
He's adjusting his audio. He'll be with us.
Yeah, Jason says Adrian Peterson's ex did the right thing and took pics and had evidence. That's why he got suspended. And again, if you don't have pictures, if you don't have video, it's not going to happen.
But wait, there's more, because then you can talk about the LaShawn McCoy drama from last year.
Yeah.
Where his girlfriend, like, what did it end up being? Like, she hired some guys to come and beat her up or something and then pin it on him?
Yeah, something like that.
This is the league that we all love. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's nuts. It's absolutely insanity. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Go Bills.
We're still going to watch it. Go Browns.
Yeah. Go Steelers.
There you go.
Yeah. Training camp's open today.
And the rookies are in camp this week. And the full roster will be in camp next week.
Big shout out to Julio Jones. Did you hear that? What happened?
He's going to report, isn't he?
He's going to report, but TMZ, one of the reporters at TMZ went up to him at the airport.
Yeah.
And said, what are you doing? You going to hold out? And he said, Mr. Blank's word is as good as gold. Because apparently Arthur Blank, the owner of the Falcons.
And Arthur Blank has always been is on the record saying he's going to pay him. He's just working out the details.
Right. And I love that. That to me, I love that. And it's another tip of the hat for me why I'm a fan of Julio. Because I got to get a new favorite receiver because AB is a dude.
Well, as opposed to what dipshit in San Diego, or it's not San Diego anymore, it's LA. He's gonna sit out unless he gets a new contract.
Gordon thing.
Yeah, the Melvin Gordon thing.
That was such a double-edged, it's such a two-handed comment, right? Like it was like he's like, oh yeah, I love the Chargers and I want to be a Charger and I love it, but I want to get paid.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh my god. Really?
Yeah. I want to say hello to Katie Marshall who just joined us. Bob, remember Katie?
Hi, Katie Marshall.
Hi, Katie.
Yep. Katie's in. She's a Packers fan. She's also back from the MSN chat days. But yeah, Melvin Gordon's situation is he's just stupid. He's just stupid,
weird, man. I get it. And running backs, they're kind of in a catch-22 because they have this tiny little window to get paid, and as soon as they hit 30, it's like they go downhill really quick. Unless you're Frank Gore, of course.
Of course.
But I mean, yeah.
The Buffalo Bills. Hello.
Of course. Yes, of course. Devin Singletary, though, everybody's like watching for this kid, man. He's going to be dangerous. I like the Bengals. It's a shame about AJ. This guy's been hurt, man, the past couple of years, and it's like it sucks because I was a big AJ Green fan. Just loved watching him ball, man. But they're going to run.
I've been watching him since high school, so he's one of the tops on my list too because he played high school. He played high school right where I lived.
At Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a gold.
No, not in Pittsburgh.
No. Butler?
Here in South Carolina.
Oh, in South Carolina. Okay. South Carolina. Okay. All right.
Yeah, because whenever I first moved to Somerville, that was the school that he graduated from. The high school was actually right out my back door, actually.
Okay. Jason makes the comment that Melvin's not going to get big money because of injuries, because he's injury prone, number one. And number two, the Rams are dealing with the same thing with Gurley, who's also injury prone. And the Chargers are looking at that, and that's how they're going to learn from that.
That's the running back, the catch-22 with the running back.
Yeah.
Especially those guys that cut so hard, and they this is the thing, man. I mean, what's Melvin looking for? 11 to 13 a year?
11 to 13, yeah.
Chargers aren't going to pay that. And if you're his agent,
you think that and that's
he's not Le'Veon Bell, man.
Chargers, they're not going to do anybody right. They have never done anybody right their whole career.
Correct.
As far back as I can remember.
Not Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell might have been able to take a year off and get a big fat contract. Melvin Gordon, really, dude? He's putting himself in a top tier. He's not a top tier back.
No, he's not.
Second tier. He's a really good back, but he's not top tier. There's no way. There's no way they're going to give him $11 million a year. If I was his agent, I would say, dude, what's on the table? Let's try to get length rather than amount. Because you're injury prone, let's get a 3 or 4 year contract that at least gets you paid, and then we'll see where you're at. You can maybe renegotiate or something like that in a couple of years. But trying to get 11,
Yeah, he wants guaranteed money. Jason says he wants guaranteed money, and he's not going to get a high number as far as guaranteed money is concerned. It's not going to happen.
No. Whatever. It is. I don't care about the Chargers, okay? The last thing I'm thinking about when I go to bed at night is
I don't think that I ever heard. What did Le'Veon Bell end up getting?
He got up there.
I think he got $12 million from the Jets.
Yeah, it's up there, man. I'll check.
Yeah, I never heard.
Le'Veon Bell contract.
Huh?
Can you hear us now, Elliot?
Yeah.
All right, we got you now, buddy.
Yeah, he's got $25 million fully guaranteed.
How long was the contract?
5 years, $70 million. Or wait, hold on. No, that's what the Steelers offered.
Whose contract?
$20 million.
Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, you mean the New York Jets Le'Veon Bell?
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
What was it, John? You get a 5-year contract. How many for how much per year?
No. 4 years. The signing for 4 years.
Yeah.
$52 million, guaranteed $35 million.
That's guaranteed what? 34?
35 million, guaranteed 35 million.
So he's gonna get 34 million whether he plays or not, whether he gets hurt or not, or whether he does good or not.
Yes.
Right. You know what? I don't feel so bad that Odell left now.
Why not? Why not, Elliot?
Because the Giants have Golden Tate now.
Oh God, Golden Tate. Yeah, he's a great replacement for OBJ. He's just it's like an even swap for OBJ. I understand. Sure it is. What?
No, seriously. Golden Tate.
Golden Tate's a slot receiver. Give me a break. At best.
Yeah, he does a lot from that slot too.
No Julian Edelman though.
Oh God.
Listen, nobody's Julian Edelman. He's the best receiver in the league.
That's what they say. He's the best receiver in the league. What?
Whatever, dude. And I'm not saying that he's the other guy is either, but I'm just saying.
Golden Tate. He's
Golden Tate will get you some points. Huh?
That still might be addition by subtraction.
Look at the fantasy angle on this, not regular football. That's just
no football too.
What fantasy? Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's all there is fantasy. Come on.
Exactly. Fantasy is the only thing that ever exists now.
Yeah, we're looking PPR stats, man. Come on.
Hey, look, if there wasn't fantasy, the NFL might be hurting right now.
Brett Murphy has joined the conversation, gentlemen.
Hey, Brett Murphy.
Brett, what's happening, Brett?
Good to see Brett. Golden Tate, and Katie doesn't like Golden Tate. So
you know that you have it set to private? Like, if people aren't your friend on Facebook, they can't see this?
How is it set to private?
Because I shared it the other day, and someone came up to me and said, dude, look what happens, and it said content unavailable. So everybody here is your friend. That's why you don't.
Why the heck? I got to figure out how to do that. Get it fixed.
Anywho, or you can just go to Vim.
Second, huh?
Or you can just go to Vim.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's set to private. It shouldn't be.
Live. Decentralized platforms. Anyways, NFL's back. I'm excited. A couple of weeks away from the Hall of Fame game, which is great. It's about a month away, right?
Elliot, Jason says Sterling Shepard's better than Golden Tate, which he is. Sterling Shepard.
I didn't say he wasn't. I'm just saying that Golden State will now give him another option down the middle.
Yeah. Plus, you've got that number. Plus, you've got the number 5 overall pick in your stable too.
Yeah, your rookie quarterback.
Your rookie quarterback. Who's going to replace Eli after Game 8 this year, probably.
Why are you guys hating on what the Giants did?
What's his name? Daniel Jones.
Yes.
Danny Jones. Daniel Jones.
Any relation to Davy Jones?
Davy Jones. Yeah.
No.
He should have stayed in the locker.
Daniel Jones, the number 5 overall pick in the NFL, goes to the New York Giants. Yeah, I don't think so.
Boo! You know who's going to come back to haunt them for that shit?
Who's that? What?
Homeboy in Washington. Come on, you guys know who he is.
The guy came out of Ohio State?
Yep.
Yeah.
Haskins. He's the man out there now.
Hi, Julie. Good to see you. Julie's one of my former co-workers.
They're going to beat the Giants every time they play them.
Haskins has got a chip on his shoulder. I'd watch out for that kid.
Well, he's pretty
bitter.
Hey, he's out to show 14 other teams that, you know what? Y'all fucked up. Because you know what? Somebody could have drafted him and traded him, dude.
Yeah, what school was he out of? Wasn't he out of Duke?
Ohio State. Oh, you mean Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones. I think he was.
Yeah, he was out of that mega power football. Football dynasty out there in Duke.
Yes.
Duke
the football.
Who the hell goes to Duke football games?
Duke or North Carolina? I know it was one of those.
Yeah, it was Duke. No, the kid in Chicago was North Carolina, John.
I didn't even know they have football in frickin' Duke. Yo. Yeah. What the fuck is that?
Chicago's starter was what is his name?
Trubisky.
Trubisky was North Carolina.
He was NC State.
North Kakalaka.
Jason
Young City with no football. You haven't been paying attention to the NBA then. It's just like a freaking soap opera. It's great.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the NFL season.
Me too.
Obviously.
Me too.
I'm all Bills.
I'm going to Pittsburgh for a game.
Well, isn't that special?
Yeah, in November.
Tender. That's tender.
Well, allow me to express my condolences to you now.
Which game you going to, Bob? Who they're playing?
Colts.
Oh, you'll lose.
Geez, that's a guaranteed win.
You'll lose. Andrew Luck will throw for 400 yards.
They're saying the Colts are the favorite to win that division this year, and that the other teams in the division are going to take a step.
Oh yeah, and
overrated players.
So far they're saying, so far I've been seeing that they're saying the Browns are going to win the.
Nah, you know what? They're not. They're actually saying Pittsburgh's the favorite, and the Browns are number 2 in that division this year.
Pittsburgh's the favorite?
I've seen a couple of them that show the Browns first, Pittsburgh second.
On paper, Cleveland wins. I mean,
yeah. Again, it's all about the chemistry. If these guys play together and no egos, and Baker can run the ship well, they're going to be fine. But I don't believe it.
I think that it's going to be fine because you got 2 guys that are basically brothers.
And that's John's favorite receiver in the NFL.
But
Jarvis Landry.
O-line.
These guys live together, play together.
Yeah, the O-line is going to be a question. I'm concerned about the O-line.
And thank God Baker.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, the O-line is
that's the only weakness in Cleveland right now.
Yes, the only weakness in Cleveland is the offensive line. And Jen wants to know, what about Dallas?
What about him?
Dallas.
What about him?
Dallas is Dallas. Talk about your shit show.
Dallas is Dallas.
Yeah, and my sister's here now, Lynn Reed. Hello, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
There haven't been any gun possession arrests lately, but I'm sure they've done something wrong out there.
Yeah, Jason, you're right. The Browns defense is loaded. The offense, again, the only concern I have about the Browns is that offensive line. It's the only concern I have. I'm not worried about the running game. I'm not worried about the receivers. I'm not worried about the quarterback, and I'm not worried about the defense. It's the O-line I'm worried about.
That's it.
Hey, who's gonna
when they need Joe Thomas.
I'm sorry, Joe Thomas retired, but it is what it is.
I know, but now's when they need him.
Yes, exactly.
Hey, Jen, was it Jen that said about Dallas?
Yes.
Hey, who's gonna draft Des Bryant this year?
I'm not touching Des Bryant. Apparently, he's still with the Saints, although he's still recovering from his injury.
Poor Des.
Didn't he rip an Achilles too?
Yes, I think he did.
He ain't coming back.
Poor Des. Remember when Des was like?
I'm not talking about the Packers shit show. Although I will just say that you can expect the Packers to finish 2nd or 3rd in that division this year. I'm sorry to say.
Well, if they have the same defense that they did last year.
Yeah.
Plus, they got rid of what's his name, right? Clay Matthews.
Yes, they did.
Clinton Dix is gone too, right?
Yeah, Matthews is gone. I think he went to. Did he go to the West Coast, like Oakland or San Diego or something like that? Or I'm not sure.
Isn't Clinton Dix with Chicago?
I wanted to say he went to Houston.
I wanted to say he went to Houston too.
Who?
Ha
Did he?
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just saying he probably went to Houston.
Yeah, Katie's a Packers fan. She thinks they're going to finish 3rd.
Man.
Either that or Miami. Which one? Come on, talk to him.
He's Chicago. Chicago.
He went to the Bears?
Yeah, he went to the Bears.
Through Clinton Dix?
That's hilarious to me.
Yeah, the Bears are going to be kicking the Packers' ass next year.
Bears are just going to be deadly. They're going to run out.
Hey, did they get rid of their kicker?
They had like a 6-guy tryout or something. I don't know what they're doing with the kicker. You mean the double doink guy?
Yeah, well, quadruple doink is more like it.
Doink.
Shit. That motherfucker missed 4 field goals. Doink, 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 doink.
Clinton Dix was traded to the Redskins mid-season last year, but
he signed with Chicago.
With Houston in the offseason. So he's
signed with Chicago.
He signed with Chicago in the offseason.
Chicago's going to be deadly. Chicago's going to be deadly in that freaking division, dude.
Too bad they won't be
but
deadly anywhere else.
They got rid of Jordan Howard, though.
Who?
Really?
I think so.
What the fuck was Jordan Howard doing now that what's his name is in there? The little motherfucker. What's his name?
Tariq Cohen.
Tariq Cohen. There you go.
Jordan Howard was the one that
Jordan Howard went down the toilet, dude.
Jordan Howard signed with the Eagles.
He's not going to be a factor this year either.
Kid's only 24 too, man.
I know his
He
career
started out
went down
well his first couple of years, but last year he wasn't doing anything last year.
nothing.
Right.
He was a fantasy. He was a fantasy guy in the first year. His first
He
season.
was a fucking bust last year as a fantasy guy. Trust me, I know. I had the motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I got him. I got stuck with him because
I ended up with him in a couple leagues too because I thought that he was going to be a stud.
Yeah.
And there was one league where I drafted him in a couple leagues, and I drafted Tariq Cohen in a couple other leagues.
Yeah.
And I said, all right, one of them's going to do something.
Well, I mean, Tariq Cohen's a better option.
Do something, but he had some monster games.
Yeah, Tariq, he was better. He's a better option because he's more like a Darren Sproles type of player. Which, by the way, Sproles just re-signed with Philadelphia after being retired for the last year or so.
Yeah.
So who all do they got? They got a rookie. They got Ajayi. They got
who?
Philly.
Eagles.
Yeah, they got a rookie at running back. They got Jordan Howard. They got Ajayi.
And put them all together, and they still don't have a running back.
Exactly.
And they got Sproles.
Yeah, but
running backs
now they got one. Now they got one running back. If you add Sproles.
Yeah, right.
Sproles is still a beast.
He is.
Yes.
But there's a lot of motherfuckers like him now that are beasts too.
Right.
You know that position. That Sproles position is
there now. But
a lot of people are using it.
Yes. Yeah. That using the option of the back out of the backfield in the passing is just blowing up right now, and it says
that and scat backs, dude.
Yes.
Hitting the outside because that inside gets a little too tough to manage sometimes.
Yep.
Unless you're patient like Le'Veon Bell.
How many runners do we have left in the NFL right now that you guys can think of that'll run between the tackles? And there's not many out there right now. There really isn't. I mean, you got Todd Gurley. Nick Chubb was used like that, but he's better out of the backfield too for the Browns. But you really don't have your power running backs much anymore.
Not really. The guy of the days of Rigo.
Yes.
And George Rogers and guys like that. Beasts. Earl Campbell.
The Nigerian Nightmare.
The Night Train, yeah. Christian
Okoye, yes.
Yes.
He was a beast.
Yes, he was. Even in Tecmo Bowl, he was a beast.
Tecmo Bowl.
Guy said Tecmo Bowl. Not even Madden.
You know it was good too? Priest Holmes.
Priest Holmes, yeah. I guess Zeke's up there for.
Yeah, Zeke is a between the tackles guy. But
he's
also a good back in the backfield.
That's because he has that patience at the line of scrimmage.
Yes, he does. Yeah, kind of like Le'Veon has. He's got that patience.
But Le'Veon Bell is out of the backfield too. But he.
We'll see what Le'Veon Bell can do now that he doesn't have.
I think Le'Veon Bell takes some of the pressure off the quarterback. I think he takes some of the pressure off.
And I've said this before, guys. I think Le'Veon Bell was a system back in Pittsburgh.
He was.
I want to see how he does in a different system.
I don't think he's not going to be the same. I'm telling you.
I think he's going to be.
That's wishful thinking. That's hateful thinking on a Steelers fan part.
No.
Yeah, well, not only that. Who was the
before.
back that won MVP in Dallas and then went to Tennessee and didn't do shit?
What's his name? DeMarco Murray.
DeMarco Murray. He was another one of those backs that was a system back in Dallas, went to a different team and didn't do shit. And I think that Le'Veon Bell.
No, he went to Philadelphia and didn't do shit.
He went to Philly.
And then he had one good season in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And last season he was just garbage.
Yes. So again, Le'Veon, I think I want to see how he does in New York. They don't run the same system in New York they did in Pittsburgh, and I think he was.
They don't have the offensive line either.
No, they don't.
In New Jersey.
I'm sorry, but I
cannot
take the opinion of a Pittsburgh fan on Le'Veon Bell at this point. or Antonio Brown, for that matter, because they're all hating on him right now.
You see the training video he put on his Instagram?
Like on cheat sheets for fantasy football? Like,
right now, a Pittsburgh fan talking about Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown, that's kind of like having Trump do something nice for a change.
Oh, stop it!
What, like trying to get ASAP out of the Swedish jail?
Yeah, and Sweden told him to go fuck himself. Sweden told Trump to go fuck himself.
Good point, Jason. Clinton Portis was another run between tackles. Yeah, he didn't do nothing when he left the Redskins. Did you see the training video that AB put out where he's doing that thing with the brick?
Oh, who cares?
No, I didn't see this.
He's got a guy behind him, and he's picking up and dropping a standard brick, like you would build a wall like a brick. And he's picking it up and dropping it, and he's catching it with the other hand. And at the same time, he's reaching behind him and smacking the other guy's hands, like clapping the hands. You have to look for the video. It's hard to describe, but he's working on his grip is what he's working on his hands. So, you know what? Oakland is going to be an interesting team to watch. They're on Hard Knocks this year with HBO.
That's going to be interesting.
I don't know how well AB is going to be in that offense. I don't know that Derek Carr is talented enough to be able to put that ball in a spot where AB can go get it like he did in Pittsburgh with Ben.
You know what? We don't know a lot of things before they happen.
Right. Well, thanks. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Exactly.
That was deep, Elliot. That was
exactly.
Special.
Come on now. Get real. You guys are arguing over shit that hasn't happened yet.
It's like I said, Oakland's going to be an interesting team to watch.
One thing that's for fact, and that's that the Toronto Raptors are NBA champions.
Jesus God. Oh, geez. You're still doing this? Oh, God, John.
That's a fact.
And who's there? Oh, that's right.
It's July. Is it still snowing in Edmonton, by the way?
Pretty much. No, it's actually finally summer here. We actually have summer.
You get 2 weeks of summer every year, right?
Let me not leave out a team that could show some shit this year, and that's the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, you're actually gonna do that to me, Elliot. You're gonna put that in his mind now.
The AFC East is up for grabs, and I think Buffalo has as good a chance as any.
Guys, this year for the top division as well.
Nobody has a chance in that division until Belichick and Brady are out of there.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Here we go. Jen, you're right. Here we go. You're right.
Hey, how long was he gone? Bob, you can't stay away this long. Your mind is starting to you getting that brain shrinkage going on, yeah?
They are my least favorite team, but I will not count them out until somebody makes them go away. And nobody has
this year. That's maybe Buffalo or Miami or the Jets.
Yeah,
this year.
I'm sorry. Brady may be 41, 42 years old this year, but I got to go with Bob. As long as those two are in New England, they're always going to be the favorite in the division. They may not
be.
They may not
have the wagons.
I think with Gronk gone, I think it's going to be a whole different.
I think that hurts. I do think that hurts the Patriots this year.
It does.
No time.
Big target. He's got a mini Edelman. And you know what? Throwing to Gronk was the safety valve for Tom. What happens when Tom gets under pressure? Tom freaks out, starts freaking out, starts crying on the sidelines. It's finished.
But the league bows down to him, so they change.
And Gronk used to block. Gronk used to block like he.
So they win.
Gronk used to block like he was saving Brady's life, his life, and everybody else's life.
Exactly.
Okay. That's another thing. You can't find another blocking tight end all the time like Rob Gronkowski, because he did it both ways.
Well, Jason posted the question. He said he's glad Buffalo was brought up. What do you all think the chances Allen put up fantasy numbers at quarterback like he did end of last year? Elliot, you're the fantasy guy.
Who?
Garrett Allen. Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Yes.
He did a lot of running.
Look at John's face. He loves it when we talk Buffalo. He loves it when we talk Buffalo.
Look, Josh Allen has some deep threats now.
Yes, he does.
Okay.
And what else does he have?
John Allen has a pretty versatile backfield.
Yes.
Going on.
Yeah, granted, it's a geriatric backfield with the backs.
That's fine. But you know what?
Who else do they got?
While everybody's focusing on those backs, this dude could take off and run for 90 yards.
Josh Allen's a great runner, yes. Bob, their geriatric backfield is LaShawn McCoy and Frank Gore.
Yeah.
And
but you know what? I wouldn't count those motherfuckers out either.
All right,
No. But what else they got? Who did they
Who's
sign?
the other back?
Who's
wait,
what's the
hold, wait. Who's the other back in Buffalo? Who's the other back in Buffalo?
The kid that was the Jacksonville running back.
T.J.
Yeldon. Yeah, he's there too.
Jesus.
And Devin Singletary, who's like this rookie who everybody's high on. But they got Morse, their center. They have an O-line now.
Yes, they do. They do. Absolutely.
Subpar O-line last year.
If you give Josh Allen time, he will burn you.
Yes. With his arm or his feet.
Yes. Either one.
One or the other.
I will be silently rooting for Buffalo just to get into that and beat New England to pump them out of the first place.
I really believe that Buffalo has a chance to unseat New England.
Make New England go away.
Katie says that we are overvaluing Gronk's importance, especially since New England has actually picked up some talent this offseason. Katie, I love you. The fact that Gronkowski is no longer with the Patriots is going to hurt them more than help them, just no matter how much talent they picked up in the offseason. Gronk's presence is going to hurt New England more than you think it is. Because
the lack of Gronk's presence.
Right, the lack of Gronk's presence, because Gronkowski was a great blocking tight end, not just a great catching tight end.
Yeah.
And he was one of those
more times than not with his blocking skills.
And he was one of those kind of guys that could be like a wide receiver too.
Yes.
He'd line up at the wide out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You couldn't, and there's no way you could box him out from a ball. No. Once you could put the ball up at any area and he'll fucking go get it and catch it.
Yeah.
At 270 pounds or whatever he is.
Yes.
And he can run and bowl people over.
That kind of dynamic changes your whole game plan when you lose it.
Absolutely. And Jason asks, how high up on the quarterback list is Allen?
Well, he's going to be – people are going to sleep on him. They'll remember what you did about, the end of last year, but then they'll go, it's Buffalo.
Yes.
And who's their wide receivers? Zay Jones, John Brown, and Cole Beasley. They'll brush it off.
Yeah.
But
don't
sleep on him.
Do not sleep on Cole Beasley. He will burn you.
Yes.
And don't sleep on you know what? I honestly think that right now the AFC East is one of the tougher divisions in the NFL.
It will be. It will be. I mean, Miami sucks.
Miami got better too.
Miami got better,
but I still think that the teams that can compete with New England at the very minimum is going to be the Bills and the Jets. The Jets got better. The Bills got better.
Jets are soft, bro. Come on. Jets don't got shit.
We'll see. I got a feeling the Jets might do a little something.
Meh.
6-10.
Yeah, they'll do something. Yeah,
they'll finish 6-10 like they always do.
Give them 7-9, Bob. Come on.
Okay, maybe 7-9.
No, they'll be 500 this year.
Yeah.
Jason thinks that Edelman was more of a safety valve than Gronk was when he was injured.
But it's like it's like Gronk changed everything for that offense.
He did.
And Edelman's got but it's. I hate saying this because it's like, you guys see this all the time. Brady is older.
Yes.
He's not younger.
No.
Like and that O-line, if he gets hit a couple times, it's not as easy to pop back up if you're a 24-year-old. He's 42.
Yeah.
But like I said before, they changed rules so they can't hit him.
Oh, people are going to hit him.
Oh, trust me. Somebody can fall on your leg really quick. Accidentally on purpose.
I'm gonna love it.
I can't believe that it hasn't happened. I can't believe that nobody's assassinated him.
All right.
Somebody can purposely on accident land on his leg and break his neck.
What has been Brady's Achilles heel his whole career? If you hit him and knock him down, pressure is his Achilles heel. He does not perform well when he's under pressure. He can beat New England if you keep Brady.
Yeah, he turns into Gregory. He turns into Gregory Hines at that point.
Yeah, well, and again, but the thing of it is, that's how you beat New England. If you can get through their offensive line and get to Brady, put pressure on him, knock him down, knock him around a few times, that's how you beat New England. And if his offensive line does not protect him, again, with Gronkowski out, he doesn't have that extra blocker in there to help him either. So now that he's 42, if you still continue to put the pressure on him and knock him out, that will be his Achilles heel, and he won't be as good. But then again, he's still Tom Brady, one of the most accurate passers in the history of the game. You never know. You just don't know.
He's 42.
Derek Laughlin in the house, gentlemen. Our fantasy guru is here.
Derek, really?
Yes, Derek Laughlin is in the house.
Wow.
The four-letter network website.
Hey, this is for Derek Laughlin right here.
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Good point, Jason.
Because you know what? I figured out my system with Derek and his site.
Yeah, he says he put a link in Facebook, Elliot, saying that the Patriots are 20-5 without Gronkowski over the course of his career.
Okay, this coming from the guy that basically I used to go against his stuff so I could win fantasy games.
Exactly.
Everything he said, I did the opposite.
Yep. Oh, jeez. Yeah, Jason. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Jason, as far as she says Pittsburgh knows about falling in the Bengals' knees on accident in playoffs.
Exactly. People do shit like accidentally sometimes on purpose.
Accidentally on purpose. That's the word.
Took Carson Palmer out.
No, accidentally with purpose.
Yes, exactly. Well, Vontae Burfict's no longer with the Bengals, so, I mean, but where'd he go this year? Did you know Vontae Burfict?
He's going to be roommates with Antonio Brown.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's not a shit show.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
That'll work.
Yeah, Gruden's just going to have a field day with those guys over there.
And again, I'm going to say it. I said it once. I said it 300 times. The most overrated head coach in the history of the NFL is John Gruden. Okay? I
think Mark Davis is trying to take the team back to the Al Davis days. You're bringing in all these misfits and fucking.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Horrible situation for Oakland fans, man. Like, how do you go to the game? Oh yeah, keep coming to the games. We're not going to be here next year, but hey.
Well, they're going to play in San Francisco this year. They're going to play it.
No,
they're still at Oakland.
Did they get another year at the Oakland Coliseum?
They're going to finish it out at the Coliseum.
Okay, so the next year they go to Vegas.
Yeah.
Eric Burgoyne in the house, gentlemen, on Facebook.
Hi, Eric Burgoyne.
Hey.
Yeah. Perfect in Oakland. That's fitting for him. I mean,
it's just going to be.
He's the dirtiest player in the NFL, and he went to Oakland. Go figure.
Well, it was either that or Dallas.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, either one.
You have the dirtiest player in the league on your team, Scott. So don't ever.
He's talking about Landry. He's talking about Jarvis.
Landry's a prick. Ended Aaron Williams' career, man, and he just gets off scot-free with the.
Jarvis Landry.
As much as you dislike Jarvis Landry,
he's a douche.
He was the offensive leader of that team as far as the wide receiver core was last year. He was the one that got them fired up. He's the one that got them motivated.
The only problem with Jarvis Landry is I think he's more of an Edelman type, to be honest with you. Because
again, OBJ is going to be the number one receiver. I mean, Landry is going to be the combat. But again, which one do you?
Because Landry, if you look at him, and I'm talking from a fantasy perspective as well. Landry's yards per catch is fucking garbage.
It is.
Right. It is right. Okay.
But if you catch 100 passes.
But if you know what? But if you catch the ball. I'm saying. He could turn that into a big play, is what I'm saying. He's got that big play capability.
That's the offensive game plan, though, that like someone like New England has used forever. I mean, Brady might throw a deep ball every now and again, but it's usually little 5-yard dishes off to Edelman or Gronk, for that matter, and they get their first downs because they're so effective at the short yardage plays. Yeah, I know.
First day with your new lips?
First day with my new lips, man. Jeez, don't worry. But Scott, did you know something?
What's that?
The Toronto Raptors.
Oh, Jesus God. Somebody help us. Somebody save us from this Canadian, please. They're all about their Raptors.
Hey, you know what? Now that Leonard and them are gone, I think the Raptors become extinct.
Okay.
So, Elliot, how about them?
Never pick up a phone when it says unknown number.
No, I never do anyway. Elliot,
how about as popular as NSYNC right now?
How about your Yankees, buddy? They're gonna finish the season out strong.
Who?
Well, shit, man, come on. The Yankees have played.
I'm gonna shut the recording down, man.
The Yankees have played with a patchwork freaking team all year long.
Right.
I mean, they've had, 20 guys on the freaking IL?
Yes.
20?
Yes. And they're still in first place.
They still have the best record in baseball.
Yes. I agree.
Okay?
Yeah.
You would have told me that, if you would have told me that Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton by the end or by the beginning of July or the middle of July or whatever, okay, they would have 12 home runs between them, and the Yankees would be the best team in baseball.
Yeah,
you'd probably say I'm a fucking retard.
Well, yeah, I would. That, yeah. Let me just backtrack a second. Derek Laughlin has a comment about Jarvis Landry.
Okay.
Did you see that comment, John? He says Landry has had to play with Tannehill and a lot of garbage quarterbacks. Mayfield is the first quarterback he's had a chance to play with that knows how to throw the ball, and they finally don't have Hugh Jackson. He likes Landry a lot this year.
He's a dirty player. He's a scumbag. I don't care. It's like
what did he do to you?
Tom Brady, great player. He's still a douche. I don't care how good they are. I don't like them because of the way they play. I don't like the way Landry plays because he's a dirty player. He ended Aaron Williams' career with a scumbag move, and like it's okay. He gets a pass. It's like Gronk what he did to freaking Tre'Davious White last year. With that like elbow to his head. Oh, yeah. We forget about that. Oh, he got 1 game suspension. He served like these guys are scumbags.
John, do me a favor, man. John, do me a favor. Tell us how you really feel.
And Landry, because he's dirty. I don't care how good he is and how great he is.
And Elliot, to follow up on the Yankees conversation, Jason says because they have endless money, because they keep adding power, including Encarnacion.
Encarnacion?
Yes.
Edwin.
Well, they didn't. You know what? They didn't have to pay all of Encarnacion's money because Seattle had to pick up part of that check.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's not that the Yankees. It's not necessarily all about the money. It's about the moves that you make and the people you can attract.
Well, their manager is Aaron Boone. Is that right? Am I not right? Is that, yeah. And he has done
Aaron bleeping Boone.
Yeah, Aaron fucking Boone. Okay, Boone, and he has done a fantastic job at managing the team.
He has.
I have to take my hat off to him.
I will say he's manager of the year this year. He's manager of the year this year with what he's done with that freaking roster.
John, you see what Derek said? See what Derek said, John?
Oh, I know. I'm agreeing with him. I'm laughing.
It's a little frustration coming out 2.5 decades.
Yeah. No, hey, I got a lot of that frustration with the 17 years finally making back to the playoffs 2 seasons ago now.
Yes.
Hey, Scott, we're going to try to help you guys out this week and beat up on the Twins a little bit.
Please do. I'm tired of the Twins being in first place. God, we only took, the Twins beat us 2 out of 3 when they came to Cleveland. Okay? We couldn't beat Twins, but, we could beat teams like Detroit, Kansas City. We're beat up on the lower level teams. We can't, but we go up against the Yankees, the Astros, the Twins. They're just pathetic. It just pisses
They're just not ready. They're not ready for the big time.
I don't know. It just burns me because the Indians are a good team, and they just.
But the Twins are starting to slide back.
What's that?
The Twins are starting to slide back.
Indians are catching up a little by little. Yes, I need the Yankees to sweep that series against Minnesota.
Oh, now you want to look to the Yankees for some help, huh?
I want to be a Yankees fan. It must be so hard being a Yankees fan, or
it's very hard. You know why?
Look how hard it is.
Because of the criticism. Because of the criticism that comes our way from people like you.
Yeah.
Hey, Elliot.
I didn't see what he did, so yeah.
For the people that are listening to the podcast, I'm actually holding up a sign that says the Toronto Raptors are world champs.
One time.
Sorry, how many did the Knicks win in the past 30 years? Sorry, how many is that?
No, the Knicks haven't won almost 50 years. Yeah.
Oh. But see, I can't say anything because I'm a Leafs
fan. They still have 2, and Toronto still has 1. And that's the one that they're not going to see again because Kawhi Leonard's gone.
That's okay. I'm okay.
Okay, that's great.
He's okay with 1 championship. He's okay with
That's
it.
Awesome. I just don't see anybody. I don't see
doesn't
anybody.
care if they don't win for the rest of his life. He's got one championship. He's got that in the claim.
If the Yankees go on the market and pick up a starting pitcher, a solid starting pitcher,
like Marcus Stroman,
I would say it's lights out.
Bumgarner.
Bumgarner or Stroman, any one of those guys. You know?
Bumgarner is supposedly on the block to be traded. I mean,
He is.
He's going to get traded.
This is what kills me. Can I Blue Jays rant for a bit?
Absolutely.
Oh, here we go. Put your Blue Jays hat on while you do this.
It's up. It's far away.
It's got mothballs. That's why he's put it away.
It's been a long time since the Bats.
He hasn't worn that since Joey Bats played for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Right? Yeah. When they didn't re-sign Edwin, that's when I said, okay, this team's finished. Why on God's green earth would you get rid of Stroman? They have nothing in the farm system for pitching at all. Jays have nothing.
You know why? Because they could probably get some from the Yankees.
They got to do that. What was that Chris Archer deal? Like a whole big package. That's what they're trying to get.
Yeah.
I don't know why they would do that. Personally.
Who?
The Jays. They don't have anything coming up. They've got the only way they can do it, and no one's going to give them what they're asking. They know they're sellers and they're desperate. But
because the owner doesn't want to spend money.
See, that's another reason the Yankees are so successful. Because they know how to capitalize on desperation.
And the 1 year where they were actually really, really bad, they ended up rebuilding, and they went to sell, and they ended up restocking everything.
Yes.
Who? Which team?
Yankees.
Yeah.
A couple years ago.
Oh yeah, they did it right. I can't knock them. The Yankees actually had a really good game plan, like to restock, and
it's because they probably have the best GM in the league working for the Yankees right now.
Thank you very much.
And that's all it is.
Mr. Skeletor himself.
And also Steinbrenner's kid has actually learned since Steinbrenner left.
Hank?
Yeah. The owner of the Steinbrenner's kid has finally learned how to run a baseball team. And
the one that looks like one of the Kennedys.
Well, he's learned a lot. I think who's the GM? Is it Cashman, the GM?
Cashman.
Cashman has probably taught Steinbrenner.
Cashman's brilliant.
And also helped him with ownership.
And since they have
how to run a baseball
unlimited
team.
cash flow too,
that's because they have their own TV network.
Steinbrenner has more money than God, and there's no salary cap in baseball, so that's why he's able to buy so much talent.
That's what they do. That's the MO. Well, except for the last couple of years when they restocked.
Right.
But generally the MO for the Sox
you should look at the Sox too. They have Nesson. Okay, which is their own.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm not taking. They don't get a pass.
No, they don't.
The Red Sox are just as guilty, if not more so.
Yeah, but
at least the Yankees.
How bad does it look when the Tampa Bay Rays are higher in the standings than the Red Sox are right now?
Actually, they might be tied now.
Oh.
Oh no! Wait a minute. Red Sox lost today. They might be tied now.
So.
It's okay. The Montreal Expos are coming back in the form of the Tampa Bay Light.
The Montreal Rays?
Yes. The Montreal Rays, yeah.
Yeah, Derek says your Blue Jays have
St. Lawrence
Find me a stingray in Canada. Really?
Oh, we got them in the St. Lawrence River. We found a big shark there last week, too.
Hey. Derek said you ain't won your Jays hat.
I just saw something that said Tim Raines just signed with the Tampa Bay Rays.
We got Andre Dawson, the Hawk. Yeah.
Tim Raines.
He's just joking about like the Expos.
He's about the size of a rock now.
I know, right? Oh, by the way, Cooperstein induction was today.
Yes. Mr. Unanimous.
Mr. Unanimous, the first and only player in the history of baseball
ever
unanimous vote into the Hall of Fame.
Ever.
Who was that?
Mariano
Rivera.
Okay.
And he had a great speech.
I didn't see any of it, but I just know.
I watched the whole damn thing because Mussina was in it too.
Halladay
got a lot of props. Yes,
His wife did this. His wife did it. The speech.
Yes. He went in with both hats, right?
Yes.
Like Phillies and the Jays.
I think so.
No,
yes.
what they did was him and who was it? Somebody else. They went without a logo.
Okay.
Oh.
It just mentions on the plaque what teams they played for.
Right.
That was the family's wish, right?
I think so.
Well, I mean, it's like Mike Mussina did the same thing because he had a lot of respect for Baltimore when he played with them.
He had a lot of good years at Baltimore. I know that.
So he went in without a logo on his hat.
Yeah. I mean, before going to the Yankees, Mussina was the Orioles' ace for years and years.
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah, he was awesome. I always loved Mussina. He was awesome.
Yeah.
And Halladay too.
Yeah,
dude,
Halladay was a beast.
You know what? He single-handedly kept us in that one game, Game 7 in 2003.
Yeah.
When we were playing the Red Sox in Yankee Stadium, we were down 4-0, first and third, nobody out, and Roger Clemens was getting shellacked. They bring in Mussina, his first relief appearance of his entire career, and we're talking 20 years here. Well, maybe not at that time, but his first relief appearance, and he struck out one guy, and then he got a double play to get them out of the inning. Then later on in the night, that's when Aaron fucking Boone hit the home. Yep. Oh, I still remember that shit.
But that just shows how money talks. You bring out Roger Clemens and you put in Mussina.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, but they traded David Wells to get Roger Clemens. That's what they did. How are you gonna put that down? David Wells is a good pitcher.
Good pitcher, not Roger Clemens.
He went back to Toronto. Yeah. That's where Wells started.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
You know, and Toronto couldn't afford Clemens, so they just took Wells. Facts. Toronto they weren't going to be able to afford Roger Clemens, so the Yankees stepped in and took him.
Well, Toronto could afford it. They just got the cheapest owners, even though they got the most.
Exactly. They're like the freaking owners in Arizona and places like that. They're just cheap fucks.
Aesthetic, man.
Everywhere else.
Not everywhere else, because there's some owners out there that'll put some money out. Whether they win or lose, they're putting that money out.
But that's why the Yankees win, because they will always put the money out.
Okay. What do you expect them to do? Sit on it?
No.
No way, Elliot. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. Fuck you and your 27 championships, all right? I'm just going to say.
Man.
Me, who hasn't watched a baseball game in years, since all these guys that we are talking about actually played, that was probably the last time that I actually watched baseball.
I will admit, though, there were a lot of Hall of Famers there that were New York Yankees at that. It's hard to be a Yankees fan, man.
Oh, I feel so sorry for you, Alex.
I know, it's bad for you.
It's really tough. All these years.
It's hard, dude.
Give me a break.
It's fucking hard, dude.
Give me a break.
It's hard being
fan where we can't beat.
It's hard being consistently great, yo.
Yeah.
Come on,
try being an Indians fan. We're 3-1 up on the Cubs, and we still lose the damn series.
Hey, nobody was fucking crying for us when we didn't fucking make a World Series.
That's because you got 20-some-odd championships. Who gives a shit?
We didn't have 27 championships at that time.
The Yankees sucked in the 80s, but we still didn't care because they had tons of championships. Who gives a shit?
They had Darryl
They
Strawberry,
sucked in the 70s. They sucked in the 70s. They sucked at most of the 60s, and they sucked not in the 80s because I think they won a World Series in the early 80s, didn't they?
Yeah, they actually won World Series in the 70s too. Remember the summer that they yeah. They got 77 World Series. Hello.
Yeah, they won 77. They lost 76 to Cincinnati. So, and then they beat the Dodgers the next year.
Yeah, so they won back-to-back in the 70s. Don't tell me they were.
They didn't go back-to-back because they lost one. They split the two in the 70s.
But they didn't
suck. They got swept by Cincinnati too.
But they didn't suck in the 70s. You can't say
they
that. They won a World Series in the 70s. You can't say that.
They won one World Series in that whole decade.
The worst decade for the Yankees was the 80s. They didn't win a damn thing in the 80s.
They won the tabloids.
They won in 81. They won the fucking World Series in 81.
81. All right. Well, that was the first year of the decade. The rest of the
I was 6.
Huh? And then after that, they didn't make the World Series. They didn't make the World Series for 15 years after that, Scott. 15 years. But nobody was crying for us then.
My condolences to you for not being in there for 15 years. Give me a freaking break.
Well, you know why? That's because George Steinbrenner came along, and he's an owner that was devoted to building a team.
It took him 15 years to build a team? Really?
No, he wasn't there for those 15 years, dude. Come on now. George Steinbrenner wasn't there for those sorry Yankee years. Are you kidding me? You know, it wasn't until later that he hired Billy Martin 5 times and fired him 5 times.
Yankees are the fucking evil empire. I swear to God.
And that's where we get the name from.
The evil empire.
The evil empire.
Oh. God.
And it all started because Boston traded us Babe Ruth.
Exactly. It's the,
the curse of the Bambino. They sold us Babe Ruth for $30,000.
The curse of the Bambino.
Hey, Scott, guess what?
What?
Guess what I'm doing on Friday?
What are you doing on Friday?
You ready for this?
Well, let's see. It's not CTP because that's on Thursday. But go ahead.
No, that's on Thursday. But guess what I'm doing Friday?
What are you doing Friday?
Just guess. Just take a wild guess.
He's watching.
More babies.
It's got to do with a sport that sometimes appears its nasty head here.
Soccer?
No, that's not
hockey.
No.
CFL?
No. I'm taking my kid to a car race.
Oh, Jesus God.
Oh, God.
What are you doing that for, John?
Because my kid is obsessed with cars. That's all he does. He watches every car movie. He sings the songs for the car movie. He dances when the Cars movie comes on, and now he's obsessed with cars that drive around in.
You're not talking about Matt. You're talking about Zach. Or Isaiah.
I don't know who Zach
the little one.
Isaiah.
The little one.
Isaiah. Yes, Isaiah. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm officially.
Really? You're going to a race?
Yeah.
This is all you do at a race, yo.
I know.
Yeah,
put earmuffs on the kid. I told my wife, I said, I don't think you understand how loud it is. It's like sitting beside
you might want to invest in some earmuffs for your son.
And she's like, oh, it can't be that loud. We won't sit that loud. Okay. We won't sit that close to the track. I'm like, no.
Never been to a race. You're in for an awakening, man.
I said the same thing when I took a 3-year-old Mariano to a pay-per-view in Vegas.
Yeah,
his mom had to come back to the arena and pick him up.
Yeah, if you want to know how loud a race can be, talk to Bob. He's been to Michigan several times. He knows how loud it can be.
Oh, I used to go to them back in the day when I lived in Ontario. They'd have them every Saturday night and stuff. Yeah. But they got this special Friday evening thing at one of the local speedways.
Yeah, you want to get some earplugs or some earmuffs for his eyes.
Yeah. My wife thinks, we're gonna sit far away from the thing, so it'll be okay.
When you're sitting in a race, it's like a bowl. And it's like an echo chamber. You got
it's crazy. That's what I said. It's like sitting beside a jet engine for 2 hours. Yeah, it's crazy. And she's like, "Oh, it's okay. It'll be okay." I'm like, "No, you have no idea." But hey, let's go. Let's go do it.
This is the woman who's the maniac about her son. This is the woman that's been, when it comes to her children, she's a kleptomaniac. She worries about every little hiccup and cough that they do, but yet she's not worried about taking to a race.
Oh, yeah. And she's like, oh, there's going to be drinking there? Yeah, there's going to be drinking there. There's probably going to be drinking to the kids. They probably feed the kids beer. But this is her idea. Oh, it'll be fun. I'm like, okay, yeah, fun. Fun isn't really what I would describe.
You're in Canada, so I know you got earmuffs in the house. Get them. Use them.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna get the Princess Leia earmuffs, man.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, if you look at history, even Drew Brees put earmuffs on his son when he was celebrating his world championship, and when the Saints won the championship, even
your ears ain't used to that shit.
Yes,
you could get your eardrums ruptured.
Exactly. Yeah, you want to make sure, especially if you're going to if it's a stock car race or whatever kind of race you're going to.
Oh yeah.
Why you think they wear a fucking headgear in a shooting range?
Yes.
You try shooting all that fucking and all that noise coming out. Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting, especially in the little tiny shooting ranges.
Oh God, you'll be deaf by the time your session is over.
There's one guy there.
It's like being in it's like an echo chamber in that track. It doesn't matter how wide open it is. When those cars get going, it's super loud. Hey, McVeer, how you doing?
Michigan every year, and
you and Ron used to go to Michigan every year. You used to make an annual trek to Michigan every year when you lived in Pennsylvania.
Right, and that track is 2 miles around.
Yeah.
And it's still really, really loud. It's still really loud when they're the whole way on the other side.
Right. Agreed. It's bad. So yeah, definitely get your earmuffs ready for John for Isaiah.
Absolutely, man. That's what I'm here for.
Derek, it was good to see you, brother. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
Peace out, Derek.
And you have a good year. And
next time, come on screen.
Yeah, we'll get you the Zoom link next time. You can come on screen and talk some football.
Because we won't talk anymore about.
No, we won't. No.
Yeah, we'll never talk about that again.
It's the end of July. Next week's show starts
laminated.
Yeah, next week's show starts 20 straight weeks of nothing but football. Get ready for it.
Oh no, it's okay. I'll keep throwing it.
Go ahead and do that, John.
Just to remind you.
You're gonna have 3 or 4 guys that are gonna drown you out, just to let you know.
Yeah.
Oh, this has been a fun show tonight, guys. I'm glad we did this. This is
always exciting.
This is fun.
Yeah, it was fun, and then I had to come inside and.
I am going to shut down the recording though, just because this podcast is going on an hour and a half, and these poor listeners have been sitting here listening.
Having to listen to you talk about the Raptors the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't even talk about it. I just showed the sign. So
yeah,
not only should they be listening, they should be watching in every week on Vim and on Facebook.
Absolutely, Vim and Facebook.
And on the
Facebook we had a lot of people on Facebook tonight, guys. I want to let you know we had a lot of people on Facebook tonight.
Well, anyways, thank you for listening. dsound.audio. You are now free to go about your Sunday evening.
Just want to get the sports tokens. Is what you
there. I want those sports tokens, man. Hell yeah! And I screwed up last week, man. I got all these. Whatever, doesn't matter. Oh shoot! Wait, hold on. You guys are all still here. You gotta do a screenshot. Ready?
Yeah.
Everybody, we're gonna. Damn.
Oh, we gotta do a screenshot. I'm not putting my thumb up again, John.
No. We got it. Where's Scott? Scott, where are you, Scott?
I'm right here.
No. On the Facebook. I got it because I can't do it on the. So everybody, we're gonna go. Yay!
I'm not putting my thumb up again, John.
Just keep going. Everybody just go, yeah, or do a peace
whatever.
sign on the middle finger. Just, yeah, right, yeah.
How about this? We do this instead.
I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to see that it's a little late.
Yeah, we're a little delayed on Facebook.
Yeah, we're a little delayed on Facebook. Holy moly, donut shop. Like,
I'll give you the benefit of both.
There you go. You got the middle finger and the thumb going on. There you go. How's that?
That's okay. I got my finger up.
I'm actually being good today.
We got
yay or nay? Yay or nay?
Middle finger, peace sign.
Yay or nay?
Thumb up. Not middle. Come on, Elliot.
Get rid of the middle finger. Just once. Elliot, drop the middle finger just for John.
Oh, you know, you got 2. Hold on. Keep that pose, boys. Hold on.
Oh, God.
Yo,
come on, Facebook. Catch up, would you, please?
Anybody got a paper football?
Facebook, man. It's Facebook. Hold on.
Hey, anybody got a paper football?
There you go. Jeez.
It's whatever. I'm using that. I don't care.
You get it, John?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what's that look like? That looks like some bitch got her legs up in the air.
Whatever. Oh. All right. Well, we're getting close to closing time anyway. It's almost 8:30. Gentlemen, tonight was a blast. I have to say, this is one of our best shows in a long time. Plus the fact
we got some people in.
Got the interaction with the Facebook people. We really appreciated that. For those of you watching on Facebook, thank you very much for commenting, interacting, and being involved in the show. We thank you. We do this every Sunday night, 7 p.m.
Any Scooter updates?
No, I haven't heard from Scooter. I don't know where he is. I haven't heard.
He's still alive?
As far as I know.
Do we know that much?
I don't know. I haven't heard from him. Anyway, we're going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. Gentlemen, as always, it's been a pleasure. Bob, it's good seeing you. It's good having you back, Bob. We appreciate it. For my partners in crime, Mr. John G. Olson, Bob the Beer Man Pizer, and Big E. Elliot Lamba, I am the Sports Nerd, and we are out. Peace.